Welcome back. My name's Craig Carroll, President of Team One Plastics, and it's my pleasure to have Jeff Mengel, a partner and plastics industry specialist of the accounting firm Plant Moran, here talking to us about the plastics industry. And now we want to really talk about something that you just briefly mentioned as a threat, and it really is about talent. And as we've seen the industry starting to go through this growth phase, we really see that as an industry we haven't done the best job of recruiting young people for decades. And so there's a shortage of what I'd say are really qualified people willing to come into our industry. So can you sort of address that, and how do you see people sort of handling that issue?
But I think it's kind of core to the industry, because the industry is a technical industry. It's dealing with the flow of plastic and how it goes through the mold, and addressing its cooling properties and structure, and I mean there's a lot of issues associated with it. And having someone who's skilled in knowing how to integrate various, like the mold with the machine, with the automation, is critical to a lot of the productivity we talked about.
Right.
The need to drive for more productivity.
Right.
So higher productivity. So it's I think that talent really is going to be a defining aspect that defines your company against others. Certain areas are geographic areas are blessed to have a high number of engineers. So the Detroit area would be one that has a high number of engineers. Had a fair amount of shrinkage in the industry. Now it's rebounded a fair amount, but there's been some movement of engineers in that area. You move outside of some of these areas, these pockets, it's a lot more difficult, and attracting them to come to your facility is difficult because of lack of mobility with selling their homes.
Right.
So with that, you have to offer packages, relocation packages, and other things if they're really core to what you want to have. You can do it. Probably the best thing to do, and it's a long-term strategy, is grow your own.
Yeah.
So growing your own, as far as I am, in my opinion, is one, identifying the right person who's a team-oriented player, because they have to operate within your group.
Right.
You don't want the prima donna that's in the back room with air conditioning that never comes out to the floor. You want someone who's going to work with the guys on the floor and get things done. You want the talent you're looking for to be defined consistent with your strategy. What are you looking to do? Are you looking to innovate in a certain area or a certain industry or focus? So that's always nice to have as well. And frankly, you're going to have to invest in education. But I think investing in education on your, bringing in people to your shop or sending them off to some colleges or some classes of some form or another is one thing. But there's a lot of on-the-job things that they can do that they can work on. And it's just a matter of continuous process improvement, continuous education that they have. And I think the last item I have, it isn't as much about the education, but the creativity that goes with the education. So you got to allow them the space to play. So if it's technical you're dealing with, and the technical aspects of the industry, yeah, there's a lot of rules in there, but innovation comes with playing with the rules.
Right.
And that's where you get some of those breakthrough technologies that you might have that redefine your company.
Well, I think it's interesting the point you talk about in terms of really, we're part of that, not in the metropolitan area. We're out here in Albion, Michigan, which is a beautiful area. We love it, but doesn't have a wealth of engineers. And to attract certain people sometimes takes special things. And we've determined that we have to have as part of our strategy the ability to develop our own. I think absolutely it's great to hear those key points. And I really like the creativity part, because really the best ones are technical in nature, but also artistic in terms of what they can bring, and the creativity, which is really what's going to allow us to remain competitive in this global economy.